Digital forensics has been defined as the use of scientifically derived and proven methods towards the identification, collection, preservation, validation, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of digital evidence derivative from digital sources to facilitate the reconstruction of events found to be criminal. This sentence is very important. To facilitate reconstruction, because most of the time the digital forensic main aim is to produce it in front of any organization, the legal organization or other organization. So in that case, the evidence is able to relate with each other. But this digital forensic investigation methods face some major challenges at the time of प्रैक्टिकल इम्प्लीमेंटेशन. अब ये जो हम लोगों ने जो एविडेंस कलेक्ट किए हैं और उनको सीक्वेंस में पुट कर रहे हैं टू रिकंस्ट्रक्ट द क्राइम सीन, डिजिटल क्राइम सीन, तो उसमें प्रैक्टिकल इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में क्या क्या चैलेंजेस आ रहे हैं. एंड दिस चैलेंजेस आर कैटेगराइज्ड इनटू 3 मेजर हेड्स. कौन कौन से चैलेंजेस है? टेक्निकल चैलेंजेस, लीगल चैलेंजेस एंड रिसोर्स चैलेंजेस. So in short, we will say it is TLR, technical, legal, and resource. As technology develops crimes and criminals are also developed with it, digital forensic experts use forensic tools for collecting shreds of evidence against criminal, and criminals use such tools for hiding, altering, or removing the traces of their crime. The same tools is going to be used by both the parties. In that case, it is very important for an investigator to be one step ahead of them. And in digital forensic, this process is called anti-forensic technique, which is considered as a major challenge in digital forensic world. If the attacker is also the same tool which we are using to find out identity, then it will be very difficult. And this is called anti-forensic technique. And this is again categorized into following types. How? Encryption. Last time, if you remember, I explained how encryption helps us and businesses to secure the information, as well as the encryption also helps attackers to save their communication and their data. It is legitimately used for ensuring the privacy of information by keeping it hidden from an unauthorized person. Unfortunately, it can also be used by criminals to hide their crimes. तो same चीज दोनों लोग यूज कर रहे हैं. Next part, data hiding in storage space. The criminals usually hide chunks of data inside storage medium in invisible form by using system commands and programs. I think most of the people already used it. Some apps are available on Play Store to hide your data in your file manager. So that type of technique can be used by the cyber criminals also. The number 1 type of anti-forensic technique is encryption. Number 2, data hiding in storage space. And number 3, covert channel. A covert channel is a communication protocol which allows an attacker to bypass intrusion detection technique and hide data over the network. मतलब किसी भी हर्डल को या सिक्योरिटी बॉर्डर को बायपास कर देना. The attacker use it for hiding the connection between him and compromised systems. So this is a major concern of technical issues, and apart from this, the other technical challenges are what? Operating in cloud, time to archive data, skill gap, steganography. So these are the other challenges, and the main challenges is highlighted in table. So these are technical challenges, and next part topic is legal challenges, and after that resource. Now, what are the legal challenges? Just 1 minute. Yes, the legal challenges associated with digital forensics are: the presentation of digital evidence is more difficult than its collection. कलेक्शन इजी है, लेकिन उसका प्रेजेंटेशन सीक्वेंस में और रिलेट करना, it is very difficult because there are many instances where the legal framework acquire a soft approach. क्या है? Legal framework acquires a soft approach and does not recognize every aspect of cyber forensic. अब वो सॉफ्ट अप्रोच क्या है जिसकी वजह से हम लोग को ध्यान देना होगा कि इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू प्रेजेंट इट. तो दैट इज एक्सप्लेन विद द हेल्प ऑफ वन case, the example of case, and the case title is Jagdev Singh Fifth. The state of Oz case, Honorable High Court of Delhi held that while dealing with the admissibility of an intercepted telephone call, अगर किसी सस्पेक्ट की टेलीफोनिक कॉल के इन्वेस्टिगेशन इफ यू आर डूइंग इन अ सीडी or CDR which was without a certificate under section 65B of Indian Evidence Act 1872, the court observed that the secondary electronic evidence without certificate under section 65B of 1870 is not admissible and cannot be looked into by the court for any purpose whatsoever. So it is a proof, but what the court sentence is what it is quoted in colon is what? Okay, for to show this proof, a certificate is required. Call data record, to show the call data record, the certificate under section 65B is required. So this is the legal framework. This happens in most of the cases as the cyber police lack the necessary qualification and ability to identify a possible source of evidence and prove it. So this sentence more focus on the training part of the people, those who are involved in investigation. Their continuous upgradation is very much required. Besides, most of the time, electronic evidence is challenged in the court due to its integrity. In absence of proper guidelines and the non-existence of proper explanation of the collection and acquisition of electronic evidence get dismissed in itself. So proper presentation of data in legal framework is very much needed. Now the legal challenges are mentioned in the tabular form, and the first point is absence of guidelines and standards. In India, there are no proper guidelines for collection and acquisition of digital evidence. The investigation agencies and forensic laboratories are working on the guidelines of their own. Due to this, the potential of digital evidence has been destroyed. Okay, so one common framework is not there. There are a number of organizations and laboratories are there. They are working under different department and they are following their own guidelines. And definitely there will be a clash between guidelines, or some instructions will be missing or they are not updated. This may be a case. Point number 2 is limitations of Indian Evidence Act 1872. So point number 2 is highlighting about updation or amendment of the Act of 1872. As we know, time to time updation and amendment is done by the central government and the central government Ministry of Law. So that point is mentioned here. The limitation of Indian Evidence Act is also a hurdle in digital evidence presentation. This act have limited approach. It is not able to evolve with the time and address the e-evidence are more susceptible to tampering, alteration, transportation, etc. And very important, act is silent on the method of collection of evidence. It only focuses on the presentation of electronic evidence in the court, accompanying a certificate as per subsection 4 of section 65B. 65B हमने देखे थे, इंडियन पेनल एक्ट है हम लोग का. This means no matter what procedure is followed, it must be proved with the help of a certificate. तो यहाँ पे लूप होल भी प्रेजेंट किया गया है. If the certificate is there, that evidence will be considered. And there is no instruction or guidelines are mentioned how to collect the data, how to collect the evidences. वो procedure mention नहीं है, just certificate is important. Other legal challenges: privacy issues, admissibility in courts, preservation of electronic evidence, power for gathering digital evidence, analyzing a running computer. So these are the other legal challenges. The third point is resource challenges. As the rate of crime increases, the number of data increases, and the burden to analyze such huge data is also increasing on digital forensic expert. Because digital evidence is more sensitive as compared to physical evidence. It can easily disappear. For making the investigation process fast and useful, forensic experts use various tools to check the authenticity of data, but dealing with this tool is also a challenge in itself. These are resource challenges, and some resource challenges are mentioned here. Two challenges are mentioned here: change in technology and volume and replication. Because technology is continuously changing, like operating systems, software, hardware, reading of digital evidence become more difficult because new version of softwares are not supported to an older version, and software developing companies did provide any backward compatibles, which also affect legally. Next point of resource challenges is volume and replication, confidentiality, availability, and integrity. The CIA, this is a very important parameter of electronic documents, are easily get manipulated. The combination of wide area network and internet form a big network that allows following data beyond physical boundaries. Such easiness of communication and availability of electronic document increases the volume of data, which also create difficulty in the identification of original and relevant data. अब डेटा बहुत बढ़ रहा है, रेप्लिकेट हो रहा है, तो यहां पर भी उनका आइडेंटिफिकेशन डिफिकल्ट है. Now we are moving towards cybercrime, which is related with mobile and wireless. So we can say that is basically this module is about us because we are using all wireless devices and mobile. Just 1 minute. Yes, the question, the chapter start from the question. क्या question है? Why should mobile devices be protected? So this is very common. Mobile devices are lost, stolen, and infected. Mobile devices can store important business and personal information and are often to be used to access university systems, email, and banking. People hunched over their smartphones or tablets in cafes, airports, supermarket, and even at bus stop, seemingly oblivious to anything or anyone around them. They play games, download email, go shopping, or check their bank balance on the go. They might even access corporate network and pull up a document or two on their mobile gadgets. And today, incredible advances are being made for mobile devices. This trend is for smaller devices and more processing power. Now the buyers have a choice between high-end PDA with integrated wireless modem and small phones. Now the gadgets availability is there as per the need with wireless web browsing capabilities. So a long list of options is available to mobile users. A simple handheld mobile device provides enough computing power to run small applications. Now here the first two paragraphs defining how mobile is providing access to each and every small part of the network. If the mobile is able to reach deeply into the network, it means it can be used for the attack purpose also. The next para is what? As the term mobile device includes many products, we first provide a clear distinction among the key term. अब यहाँ पे differentiate करना बहुत जरूरी है किसमें? मोबाइल कंप्यूटिंग, वायरलेस कंप्यूटिंग एंड handheld devices. तो मोबाइल कंप्यूटिंग क्या है, वायरलेस कंप्यूटिंग क्या है और handheld devices क्या है? That is presented with the help of this image. So these handheld devices, wireless devices, and mobile devices. How they are related? These represented with these three circles. And what comes under this? That is also mentioned. Standard laptop, standard PDA, smartphones, laptop with wireless access, desktop PC with wireless access will come here. Also it is mentioned that it represent mobile device, it represent handheld device, it represent wireless device, and PDA is personal digital assistant. So smartphone, if you will see, it contains three capabilities: handheld device, wireless device, and mobile device also. So it is moving, connected wirelessly, and small. Mobile computing is taking a computer and all necessary files and software out into the field. Many types of mobile computers have been introduced since 1990s. They are as follows. अब बहुत सारे टाइप के मोबाइल कंप्यूटिंग अवेलेबल है, पोर्टेबल कंप्यूटर है, टैबलेट पीसी है, इंटरनेट टैबलेट है, पर्सनल डिजिटल असिस्टेंट है, अल्ट्रा मोबाइल स्मार्टफोन कैप्चर, all that are mentioned here. Similarly, trends in mobility. Mobile computing is moving into a new era, third generation, and now we are at fifth generation, which promises greater variety in application and have highly improved usability as well as speedier networking. And some names of companies are mentioned here like iPhone, Apple are the best example of this trend, and there are plenty of other development. It is worth noting that trends in mobile computing, these will help readers to realize the seriousness of cybersecurity issues in the mobile computing domain. Now, after this overall presentation by the author in this book is that number of different devices with their capability is represented. If they are capable that much, in that case, the concern about cybersecurity is very important. अब वो क्या क्या है? Types of mobility and its implications. What is the difference? User interaction model. यूजर मोबाइल का यूज अगर यूजर जो है वो मूव हो पा रहा है, यूजर मोबिलिटी है, तो डिफरेंस क्या होगा? यूजर इंटरेक्शन मॉडल. डिवाइस की मोबिलिटी है तो स्मॉलर बैटरी ड्राइवन डिवाइसेस, मल्टीपल हेट्रोजेनियस नेटवर्क और ऑफर नो नेटवर्क पोजीशन बिकम्स पैरामीटर. सेशन की मोबिलिटी हो रही है तो इश्यूज इन डेटा डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. सर्विस मोबिलिटी हो रही है तो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड लाइफ साइकिल मैनेजमेंट सिक्योरिटी इज स्ट्रॉन्ग इशू. अब आ जाते हैं इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट पर. मोबाइल डिवाइसेस और वायरलेस कंप्यूटिंग में कौन कौन से अटैक्स होते हैं? तो पॉपुलर टाइप्स ऑफ अटैक अगेंस्ट मोबाइल नेटवर्क्स आर एज फॉलोज: malwares, viruses, and worms. Although many users are still in the transient process of switching from third generation to fourth or fourth to fifth, it is growing need to educate the community people and provide awareness of such threats that exist while using mobile devices. Now here some specific malware for mobile devices are mentioned. Skull Trojan. It targets Series 60 phones equipped with Symbian mobile operating system. So this is an operating system. If this mobile operating system is there, it can be targeted with the help of Skull Trojan. Next is Kabir worm. It is the first dedicated mobile phone worm. Infects phone running on Symbian OS and scans other mobile devices to send a copy of itself to the first vulnerable phone it finds through Bluetooth. The first mobile phone, particularly for worm, is for mobile, and it creates its own copy, replicate, and send via Bluetooth. The worst thing about this worm is that source code for Kabir H and Kabir I viruses is available online. It is easily available. Third type of malware is Mosquito Trojan. It affects Series 60 smartphones and is a cracked version of Mosquito's mobile phone game. See here, cracked version of mobile phone game is used as a Trojan. Next is Bredor Trojan. It affects Windows CE operating system by creating svcos.executable file in the Windows startup folder, which allows full control of the device. This executable file is conductive to traditional worm propagation vectors such as email file attachment. So here in 3 lines, it is mentioned how Bredor Trojan will affect Windows operating system and how it will be sent via email. And in email, the attachment will be in the executable file. The name of the file will be svcost. Next is Lasco worm. It was released first in 2005 to target PDA, personal device assistants, and mobile phones running the Symbian operating system. Lasco is based on Kabir's source code and replicates over Bluetooth connection. So it is more specifically designed for PDA devices, and the functioning is same as cabbage sauce, which replicate and transfer over Bluetooth. तो ये एक malware की हम लोगों ने देखे 5 types. तो अटैक कैन बी यूजिंग malware as well as DOS. तो अब DOS में देखते क्या है. तो the main objective behind this attack is to make the system unavailable to intended users. Virus attacks can be used to damage the system to make the system unavailable. Presently, one of the most common cybersecurity threats to wired internet service provider is a distributed denial of service attack, DDoS. So it is a very big challenge for the internet service provider, those who provide internet services using wire. So DDoS can infect the system. क्या होता है ये? DDoS attacks are used to flood the target system. Flood मतलब उसके अंदर continuous attack with the data so that response from the target system is either slowed or stopped. इतनी रिक्वेस्ट भेजो कि वो हैंग हो जाए, ट्रैफिक क्रिएट हो जाए, एंड दे आर नॉट एबल टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू एवरी ईच एंड एवरी रिक्वेस्ट. So these called DOS attack, and it is dangerous for wired internet service providers. Next is overbilling attack. Overbilling involves an attacker hijacking a subscriber's IP address and then using it to initiate downloads that are not free or simply use it for his own purpose. In either case, legitimate user is charged for the activity which the user did not conduct or authorized to conduct. In short, someone is downloading or using different services of internet via your credentials. We can consider this as overbilling attack. Now, fourth type of attack on mobile devices and wireless network is spoof policy development process. These of attacks exploit the vulnerabilities in the GTP, General Packet Radio Service Tunneling Protocol, GPRS tunneling protocol. So in short, it is called as GTP. Signaling level attacks. The session initiation protocol is a signaling protocol used in the IP multimedia subsystem network to provide voice over internet protocol services. There are several vulnerabilities with SIP based VoIP system. Voice over internet protocol based on SIP is also consist of worms, and they also come under attack. Okay, so what I do, I stop here now and I share the attendance link with you people. Just 1 minute. Okay, now you can see the link in the chat box, and please verify it's open or not. Yes, it's open. You can give your attendance now. Just write your number and submit it. Link will be active for 2 minutes. Okay, thank you very much.